Tales from the Cassette 2026 edition. This is our first show of the year. I'm Jeff Beach.
I'm Joey Graves.
All right, and we are here. We're going to talk Kiss today. I know many of you will be surprised by that, but that is the running theme of this show. And we decided to open the year by doing a review of Hot in the Shade, Kiss's album from 1989. So if you're an 80s Kiss fan, you will find this very interesting, I think. This is it's an interesting period for the band.
Well, first of all, we need to wish everybody a Happy New Year.
We do, right before we jump in. Yeah, Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great Christmas, holiday season, New Year. Got to do a lot of stuff. Got to watch so much football over the last few weeks.
And for those who don't know, we're both Bengal fans, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, so it's over. That's how it goes.
It's over.
It's over. It's over for now.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Yes. So I hope everybody had a great New Year. We'll get some shows rolling this year. We wanted to start with this one, but I think we'll be talking about some other bands and maybe some hair bands and doing some creative shows throughout the year. Before we get started, just a reminder, we'll do this at the beginning. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook, and we are on Spotify and on Twitter X. So if you see our video, like it, share it, comment on it. Love to hear your comments. And if you have any suggestions for shows, we'd love to hear that as well.
Also, we are sitting at about 78 subscribers.
Oh, that's right.
And both Jeff and I have committed that when we reach 100 subscribers, that we will both contribute $100 each to a nonprofit, a charity of our choice, and one that means a lot to us.
Yep.
Individually. And we ask that you just share this with your friends, ask them to join, ask them to subscribe, watch the show, because we would really like to hit 100 and contribute that $100.
Yes. Well, once we hit 100 subscribers too, then we're in the big time. We get
Yeah.
whole new classification. Whole new classification. So, all right, before we do this album review, I was looking back just like at news. It was quiet news season for music for the most part. I did listen to a couple podcasts that I thought were very interesting. Got to listen to one where Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks participated and talked about the making of their first album. Very interesting, just in that time period and what they were doing. And, you know, of course, they joined Fleetwood Mac after Buckingham Nicks' album came out. And, but just their plans to hit it big as a duo. And it didn't work, and they were getting ready to start a new album. And the next part was history.
Yeah. I mean, they certainly had chemistry on tape and
yes,
elsewhere and personally as well.
Yeah. And then the one thing related to the band that we're talking about today, since our last show, the Kennedy Center honors took place. And it took place a while ago, and then it was broadcast later. And so that broadcast took place sometime in the last couple of weeks. I did get to watch that.
Yep, I did not watch it live, but I did, or not live, but on tape on the 23rd. But I have watched bits and pieces of it, and they did a good job with paying tribute to Ace, and it was quite sad to see Peter wiping tears from his eyes. And
yes, I thought they did a really good job. Garth Brooks introducing the band, and then he did Shout It Out Loud, right?
That I haven't watched the performances really.
Then they had another performer do Beth, and then Cheap Trick, one of our favorite bands, came on and performed Rock and Roll All Night.
Yep, I have watched that one.
Yeah, It was very well done. The band was in the balcony with the president, and their wives were there as well, and um, Ace Frehley's daughter was there, I believe, and Peter Criss's wife was there as well. So very well done show. So you can find that on, probably I think CBS aired it and Paramount, and so probably on YouTube as well.
So what is interesting about Ace that I've just somewhat recently discovered is that he married in the mid late 70s.
Yep.
But then they broke up, but they never got divorced. So he's literally been married. He was married to Jeanette. Is that her name? No.
I don't know.
But they never got divorced. So she's always been his wife, even though he was doing his own thing with other women, and I'm sure she was doing her own thing
all over the place.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting.
Oh, I did not know that. So related to Kiss, today we're going to talk about Hot in the Shade. And as we said, this album came out in 1989. And those of us that were big fans, like you and I, in 1989, this was big release. So in their 80s, big 80s releases. So after the makeup came off, you had Lick It Up, which was the unveiling. Very strong album. We've talked about Lick It Up on here lots of times. They followed that up with Animalize, which was okay, had a couple big hits on it, but just an okay album. Asylum, which is a strong album. Then they followed up. They went really keyboard heavy in Crazy Nights. And this is the follow-up to Crazy Nights, which was actually a few years later after Crazy Nights.
A couple years
later. Yeah. And so, the period of time there, so you've got the late 80s. Some of the hair bands around that time were just huge. So you had Def Leppard, which was a monster band. You had Bon Jovi, was a monster band. Slippery When Wet came out in 86. Kiss was not afraid to say they were trying to find the same hit levels of some of these other bands.
Yeah, one thing that when you have a band that's lasted 50 years, you can, Kiss started out as a regular rock and roll band, and then they saw disco, and they went to disco, and then they saw maybe hard rock with Creatures of the Night, Lick It Up, and then they saw the success of Bon Jovi, and they started going more to the popish part of rock. I mean, they have just, and then of course with Carnival of Souls, they got into grunge. So they just have been all over the map, but they've been around for 50 years. So that's why. So,
yep. They, so this is an interesting period. So Crazy Nights was heavy keyboards. Not a lot of people loved it very much. I didn't realize until I was doing research for this that a lot of the songs on this album were demos. Yes.
And if you listen to them closely, you can hear the drum machine on a couple of them.
Yes.
And not live drum.
Before I did the research, I listened to this album. And as I'm listening to the album, I'm listening to the drumming and I'm thinking, that doesn't sound like Eric Carr. And then I read about it later and realized, well, that's why. That is why. It's funny because this is a they sort of pushed this album out. I don't think there was, I think they realized they needed to put music out, but I don't know that everybody was on board with putting music out. And so, which came from all the demos basically getting re-released or released in their demo form and cleaned up a little bit. But, they had a outside producer for Crazy Nights. I think it was Ron Nevison. They self-produced this one, which led to a lot of demos, as we said. A production that is average, maybe, or is that too generous?
I think it's average. Yeah, it's average. It isn't horrible, but it's not. It doesn't stand out.
Then, lots of songs.
15.
And so it's funny, we talked before, so I grew up on the 80s albums and went back and discovered the 70s albums from that. And so this was an album I listened to all the time back when it came out. But because there were so many songs, like it all blends together somewhat. Like I have some favorites on here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But the others, a lot of them just blend. And in fact, before I listened to it, because I hadn't listened to this one in a while, before I listened to it, I was looking at the song titles and I couldn't remember what a couple of them even sounded like. and I think some of them were very forgettable. Very.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
So did you want to go song by song, or?
Yeah, let's go by song a little bit and talk about it. So there are some co-writes on here. And as we said, there's 15, so we'll go song by song and talk about them. And clean up my notes here. So opening track, Rise to It. Yeah, Rise to It. Paul Stanley song.
Starting with a kind of a blues riff.
Cinderella.
I mean, it's exactly what you think. It's Cinderella.
Yep. But no, it's actually it's a cool way to start out. A very cool music video, I think. Yeah.
And I didn't care much for the putting the makeup on, but the performance part of it, I like.
Yeah, it was interesting because it's not so many years later that they put the makeup back on after this, but during that time, people that kind of grew up on the MTV version of Kiss never saw the makeup. Except for I Love It Loud, they didn't have a lot of videos and those things rarely got played on MTV, and so that was the first time people were like, "What's going on here? They're putting their makeup on. Are they going back to do that?" And but I like the song. I think it's a good song, good rock song.
I enjoy it as well. Yep.
Yeah. So they all play on this. From what I can tell, there was no drum machine on this one. This was a song they kind of put some effort into putting together. I saw that Paul played slide guitar on this one. And then it was written by Paul and Bob Halligan Jr., which I did not know that name. Do you know who that is?
I've looked it up. I mean, I think he's, let's see, Bob Halligan.
Bob Halligan Jr.
Don't forget the Jr. He has written for Judas Priest, Kicks, Blue Oyster Cult, Bonfire.
Okay.
So been around. He was around that era.
Yeah. So he knew. He knew. So it was good. That's a good opener, I think. That was actually a good song. The next song is in this album for a long time. It's a bounce back and forth Paul Gene song. As they go, and there's a lot of them, of course. And then, of course, we have an Eric Carr song later. But the next one is Gene's Betrayed, written by him. And
someone who comes along later in the Kiss history.
Tommy Thayer with and also plays guitar on this song. Yep, I thought it was very interesting. I don't like this song. Not a fan at all.
I love the song.
Do you?
I think it's an underrated song on this album. I enjoy it.
This is the one that I was listening to, and again, I can't tell which ones were the drum machines and which ones were not. This is the one I'm listening to thinking, this doesn't sound like Eric Carr. So, this is one where the drum is just pounding, So, so it's interesting. You like this one. Yeah, it's not one of my favorites.
Actually, Tommy Thayer has another writing credit later on, and I'll enjoy that song as well.
Okay. All right. Let me get to the next one here.
Hide Your Heart.
Hide Your Heart. Yes. Hide Your Heart. So this is this first single release, I believe, right? This came out. This is the first one. So
Desmond Child coming back.
Yep. Holly Knight.
And Holly Knight. Yep.
Ollie Knight, who has her hand all over all kinds of 80s hits out there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so Hide Your Heart. The funniest thing about this song is that Ace Frehley did this song.
And so did Bonnie Tyler.
I don't know if I've heard Bonnie's, but I remember when Ace's version came out shortly after.
Yep.
And I can remember, I mean, maybe the discussion didn't happen like this, but I can remember you and I talking about this, seeing that on Ace's on the back sleeve, thinking, there's no way that's the same song, is it? And it was. It was.
I enjoy Kiss's version much more than I did Ace Frehley.
Yes, definitely. This is a complete knockoff of Living on a Prayer.
Oh, yeah.
There's two people in the story.
They were trying to beat Bon Jovi in this era right here.
Yep. So they were trying to do that. It's not a bad song, song-wise. It's not a Kiss song. Actually, probably would have been a pretty good Bon Jovi song. I don't think it's a great Kiss song.
I mean, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's their chance. It was their, as we know, they were chasing hits, trying to find one. That was the one. Didn't work. It was, I forgot to see how high that sucker went. Yeah, I don't see the how high that one went. The album did okay. Not for that song, for another song that we're going to talk about momentarily. Yeah, Hide Your Heart was peak position 66 in the top Billboard chart. So there you go. Yeah. So on the Ace Frehley version, by the way, Peter Criss played on that. All right. Next song.
Prisoner of Love.
Prisoner of Love. Definitely a Gene song.
A Gene song. And, at the time in 89, when the album was released, I guess you kind of felt like, hey, 15 songs.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, more Kiss. And then now that you listen to it, it's like, there's some songs I probably should have left off. And Prisoner of Love is probably one of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, this one's a lot like Betrayed, I think. Just, it's just kind of a song. It's a Gene song. I don't know that it stands out a whole lot. I like it better than Betrayed.
Really?
But it's a small step ladder. Yeah, it's fine. Bruce Kulick wrote this one with him, with Gene. So it is a rocker. I like the playing in the song better. But I do think it's worlds better than what came up next.
Yes, I would have to agree.
Next song, Paul Stanley's "Read My Body."
And Paul really doesn't contribute a lot of duds. I mean, you look at his body of work. There's not a lot of Stanley duds.
No, this has got to be.
This is the one. This is another song they should have left off the album.
This is the problem with producing their own albums. They didn't have somebody tell them, one, make these songs better, and two, take these songs off. This would have been one someone would have said, "What are you doing?" Now, you had Def Leppard's "Pour Some Sugar on Me" out, huge hit for them. And I think this is their effort to try to do something similar. It is an awful song.
Yeah, not very good.
Not very good. The music's not great. The lyrics are stupid. This has got to be, yeah, like you said, he doesn't contribute many bad songs, and even the songs that aren't great, you're like, they're still good. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a good,
there's still
he's a
bits
good
and pieces of them that stand out and are good, but this one never should have been put on album.
bad. Yeah, we will move on after that. The next one is Gene Simmons' song, as we're still rotating back and forth. Love's a Slap in the Face. Also written by Vinny Poncia.
Dynasty and Unmasked fame.
Yes. So he's got a couple of songwriting credits on this album. So they sort of regrouped. This is not a bad song. It's fine. Yeah, it's not a bad song. It's got a good rhythm to it. It's not doesn't have the speed metal drumming that Betrayed had. Not a bad song. It's a little humor. Guitar playing on that song's pretty good. So Bruce's, and Gene's bass on that's good. So yeah, it's fine. I like the rhythm of that one.
Yeah.
That one I remembered that song before I started listening to it. I remember that one. The next one is when you're like, so we're going to talk about Forever. Written by
Stan Lee and Michael Bolton. So literally, when I first got the album and I opened it up, and I always like to read who wrote the song.
Yes.
And you're like, is that the same Michael Bolton? That can't be the same Michael Bolton.
Can't be. Why would they be writing with Michael Bolton?
But I'm glad they did. I'm glad Paul did.
I think this is one of, they wrote songs especially during this period of the 80s, they wrote songs to be hits. I think this is probably their best one of trying to be on the radio.
I mean, it's everything about this song it's different because it's mostly acoustic.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Kulick does a fantastic solo.
Yep. Acoustic.
The video was memorable.
Very
it wasn't anything that was over the top. It was just, it had a great look to it. It stood out.
Kind of a not black and white, but kind of
kind of yellow, goldish and black.
Yeah.
Gray.
They kind of run the camera around the room, so you got views of all the members of the band.
Yep.
Yep.
Great song. I think this is probably one of their best, if not the best ballad they ever.
Yeah. This is easily one of their best songs to come out of the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Great song. Made it to number 8 on the Billboard charts. Of all the trying that they did, this song was their biggest hit. And this song was their biggest hit, I believe, in the entire 80s.
Oh, I'd say yeah. Entire 80s,
yeah.
So I think Beth go to 7?
Yeah, Beth was a little bit higher, I think.
Yeah.
But that, but yeah, great song. Even though Michael Bolton was involved, the entire band plays great on this album. Obviously, and there's, you can tell there's no like drum kits or anything else being used here. They put this one together. Sound great. Great song. So, and then we had, if you're doing this album wise, we had one more song on side 1. Silver Spoon. Gene Simmons? No, this is Paul Stanley's song.
Yeah.
So this is where they finally broke after all this time, and Paul's like, I'm doing the next song. All your songs stink. I'm gonna do the next song. So Silver Spoon.
Silver Spoon.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, it's another Vinny Poncia song. It's fine. This is definitely a filler song for the album, which they didn't need extras because this album's so long. So because it's, if this song was 10 songs and this was one of them, you'd be like, okay, filler song. There's so many of these like this, though.
I mean, if they you know, I could easily pick 5 songs that could have been left off the album and
Mm-hmm.
should have been left off the album,
Right.
and it would have been a solid album.
Solid.
Yeah.
They've got some backing vocals on this. Some ladies help sing some of the backing. Yeah, it's fine. You know. All right, let's flip to side 2.
Side 2.
Cadillac Dreams. The Gene song.
And Poncia again.
Yep, he's back there again.
I think Silver Spoon and Cadillac Dreams are, to me, are very similar songs.
Mm-hmm.
Both
Yeah, they kind of run together.
Yeah, both Poncia songs, but I again, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hit next track, and sometimes I listen to the track.
Again, another song that would have been fine filler on a normal sized album. Again, but it's a filler when you got a whole bunch of them. Maybe we'll do, when we get done here, we'll do the songs that should have come off here to get to 10. Next, King of Hearts. Paul Stanley song.
And Poncia again.
I like this song. This song had a chance.
I would keep it on the album.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah. Not released as a single. So they did Hide Your Heart Forever and then Rise to It, and that was it. They were done with it. Not bad, 3 singles from a demo album.
Well, when you have 15 songs to choose from.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. It does sound like some of the other bands out there at that time. So Bon Jovi, White Lion, pick somebody. Yeah, it's in that theme. It does have it's easy to listen to. It's fine. And then you get to maybe their longest song title ever. The Street Giveth and the Street Taketh Away. Tommy Thayer's back.
And I like this song.
Yeah, it is good.
I do. I like it.
Yeah, this one of Gene's songs coming up I like better than this, but it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. That's all I can say. Fine.
There's a lot of average. There's a lot of average songs.
There's a lot of average on this.
Yeah.
The next one,
bad ones.
Yeah, the next one's You Love Me to Hate You. Desmond Child is writing with Paul. And this was one of my favorite songs at the time when this came out on the album. I like that sigh.
Another average song.
Mm-hmm. This one could appear. This song could have been on Crazy Nights easily.
It would have helped Crazy Nights.
It would help Crazy Nights. Yeah, I do like this album. I read some other reviews and they didn't like this song at all. Yeah. It does. I think it's, it's got some good rock to it. After this, the Gene song with Vinny, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. Another long song title.
Vinny Poncia, not the other Vinny. Okay.
Yeah. No, there's no Vinnie Vincent on this album. He's coming back later.
Maybe he should have been on this album.
Maybe he should have helped.
Yeah.
This song is fine.
Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. It's okay.
It's okay. This would have been another one that I'd be okay with it being filler. This is one of the better filler songs on this album. It's better Gene songs on the album, I think. It's Bruce has good solo on that song. And then next you get Eric Carr.
His only recorded lead vocal.
Yes. So wrote this song with Bruce Kulick and Adam Mitchell, who wrote songs, I believe, for Lick It Up, right? Is that right?
Adam Mitchell was also on Creatures of the Night.
Creatures of the Night, okay.
He actually is the one who introduced Paul or Gene to Vinnie Vincent. It was Adam Mitchell.
This is a fun song.
I enjoy the song.
Yeah. This is Eric just having a lot of fun.
Eric Carr was underutilized when it came to vocals.
Hmm.
Sang several songs live, but including Black Diamond,
Hmm.
uh, Young and Wasted. They should have allowed Eric to sing more songs on an album
Yeah.
and sooner.
Yes. Yeah. He has good voice. It could have mixed it up some. It's a fun song. It sounds like the band's having fun playing the song, assuming they're all part of this. Yeah, it's a really cool song. It would have been kept on the album when we reduce it.
Now they did not use the demo for this one because
Right.
it was actually called something else.
It was called "Ain't That Peculiar."
Yeah, ain't that peculiar?
Yeah, which you can hear on the Kiss box set.
Yes, yes,
We did it. Yeah, right. Most of these are demos. That one they changed up.
yes. Which I'm glad they did because it's much better as Little Caesar than Ain't That Peculiar.
Yeah. And then they're gonna finish up with Boomerang.
Hate it.
Yeah. Again, so many of these songs are just they needed to be in the studio with a producer. I mean, you imagine Bob Ezrin in the studio for this album, what they could have done.
So, like, what album is Crazy Nights? No, no, no. Right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Hate that song.
Yeah.
And
Bad
it's
song.
Bruce Kulick and Gene Simmons.
Yes.
Look, Bruce is a stand-up guy. He's obviously he was a great employee. They kept
Yep.
on bringing him back to help in the studio and
Yeah.
performed well. Did not want the spotlight. Great guy, but no, 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 and Boomerang. Oh, I hate them both.
All right. We're going to reconstruct this album a little bit. So this
All right,
album had 15 songs.
You go through the list. You take 5 out.
Okay.
And I'll do my 5.
Okay. All right. So 15 songs. We're taking 5 out. Boomerang is out. Okay.
Well, start from the beginning. Start from side 1. Go.
All right. All right. I'll go through the songs. Rise to It stays. You want me to do it that way? All right. Let me make sure I know my 5 I'm taking out here. So I will take. All right. I'll just see how I can do this. I'm taking out Betrayed. I know you like that song. I'm taking out Read My Body, which we'll both agree to take that one out. I'm taking out Silver Spoon. That's 3. I'm taking out Cadillac Dreams. That's 4. And I'm taking out Boomerang. There's my 5.
The only one, literally the only one that I would keep that on your list would be Betrayed.
And what would you eliminate?
You did not eliminate Prisoner of Love, right?
I did not.
I would take out Prisoner of Love.
Prisoner of Love, okay. So, and they're about the same song.
Yeah. So we're close.
That would have been a good album.
Now, I will tell you the best thing about this album was the tour.
Oh, the tour was awesome.
The tour was fantastic.
The tour was awesome.
Yes.
You've got the Sphinx. Yeah.
Leon. Yep.
Yeah. They got the Sphinx. You've got the green lasers shooting out over the crowd. I think we saw this concert at least twice, and you might have seen it more.
Saw it in Nashville at Starwood Amphitheater.
Okay. And I know we went to Illinois at one point.
Then we saw it in September of '90 in Carbondale, Illinois.
Yes. So I knew, and I think we seen it. We saw it somewhere else too, but
that's the only 2 I've seen. That's the only 2 I saw. Yeah.
Great show. That was fun. They mixed in some older stuff. They played a lot of their 80s, 90s, 80s stuff. We're not to the 90s yet. Yeah. So,
and the only thing that people keep bringing it up, but when the Sphinx falls down and the Kiss logo rises up, which was fantastic, but it wasn't the the lettering was incorrect. It was not the something was off. I think it was the K. The K looked horrible in that show that rose up. At the time, it was great.
Yes. Yeah.
But looking back and looking at YouTube videos of it, it was just not right.
They didn't do it right.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was a fantastic show.
Yeah, great set list. I mentioned I just pulled up set lists here. So they did a lot of stuff from the 70s. Like in this set list, they did I Stole Your Love out of the gate.
Open it up with I Stole Your Love.
Yeah, Deuce, and then Heaven's on Fire, Crazy Crazy Nights. But then they go back, Black Diamond, Shout It Out Loud, Strutter, Calling Dr. Love, Rising to It, new song. I Was Made for Loving You. They're embracing that song again. Fits Like a Glove. How about that one? Making an appearance in 1989-90. Hide Your Heart, Lick It Up, God of Thunder, Forever, Cold Gin, Tears Are Falling, I Love It Loud, Love Gun, Detroit Rock City. And then a follow-up, and I don't think this was every show they did these, but they finished with I Want You, and then Rock and Roll All Night.
Yes, that was the set list to the Carbondale show.
Okay. Yeah,
all
I
the
don't
songs.
remember I Want You being played because that's one of my favorite.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. That's they're in the encore before Rock and Roll Night. Yep.
So yeah, yeah, I think Lick It Up Lick It Up was in there. They mixed it up sometimes and would close the show with Lick It Up, I think. But yeah, fun tour. It's funny back then. I mean, I don't remember other than it was long and there were some songs on there that you always would skip because they weren't good. We didn't know that we were about to get one of the best albums they were going to put out in Revenge.
It took a little break.
Yes.
They recorded this in 89 and
yep.
Revenge came out in 92. So of course they had hit single and they toured a lot on this album.
Yeah. So you got
it was a great tour. Great tour.
Big tour, very popular. Yeah, and then it's funny because the appearances of the band from what they looked like when they were promoting this album, and then when you get to Revenge, totally different. They of course they got a new drummer. The whole they went through the whole thing with Eric Carr, so he passed away. But when they put that album out, and you looked and you're like, oh, I see they're not jeans and ripped shirts anymore.
Yeah, they were
they're leather.
Yeah.
But then maybe we'll talk about that album sometime, but that is one of their best albums, I think.
Yes. Yeah. But who's back? Bob Ezrin.
Yes. I mean, what Bob Ezrin could have done with this, what he could have done with Crazy Nights. Yeah.
Crazy Nights. I don't know, man. Crazy Nights is just a horrendous album, in my opinion.
Yeah, this one, when I was listening to this one, and I'm just, there were so many songs that I'm like, these things just sound the same. It's like they don't stand out, except for Read My Body, which should not be on there. So, all right. Well, that is our review of Hot in the Shade. If I was going to give this a number of like 1 to 10, with 1 being crappy, I'd probably give it a 6.
I was thinking a 6 as well.
And the only thing that gets as high as a 6 is Forever.
I'm thinking the same thing.
If that song wasn't on there, and it's funny, if you took off the 5 songs that you and I were thinking to take off, that would probably bump it a 1 or 2.
Hell yeah.
It'd be a pretty solid album, some good hits on it, some good filler songs on it. As it is, you're listening to so many songs, and you're like, did I just listen to this song?
Yeah, a lot of them do. They kind of, they all sound the same. A lot of them. And I think that's why Forever sticks out so much. Because it's acoustic. Totally different. And Rise to It sticks out because they start off with the blues, blues guitar and slide guitar, and which they've never done before. So that stands out. The rest of them just kind of blend into each other.
Yeah, I didn't see whether Forever came off some sort of demo. I don't think it did, but it seems totally different than a lot of the songs on this album.
Oh yeah, totally different.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's our review of Hot in the Shade. Not one of our favorite albums, but felt it needed to be done to start the year off right.
But we love the tour.
Oh, we love the tour. Tour was great. The tour. Saw that. We were in college, so it was big. All right, and that's our opening show of 2026. As we said, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify. I never put us on Apple. I should look into that. And then we got social media on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter X. So see it, like it, share it, comment, start following us. We're almost to 100.
We need to get to 100.
Need to get to 100.
Let's go by the middle of the year. 100.
Middle of the year. Yeah, that's a good goal. All right. Unless we have one of those shows that get 1,000 viewers again, then that's going to propel.
Well, hopefully it doesn't take somebody dying to do that. But,
I know. That's how it did it. But our Van Halen show did get what? 100 plus 400. Yeah. So we can do another show like that. I don't know why that one did above the Bon Jovi show, but we'll figure that out.
I don't know.
All right. With that, this is Tales from the Cassette, and I'm Jeff Beach.
I'm Joey Graves.
And we'll see you soon.
Happy New Year.